Hi everyone. So this video is a 1 hour hands-on learning experience designed to teach you everything I know about creating a competition website with no prior knowledge needed. The past 2 years, I've been creating, teaching, and supporting others on how to create their own competition website. And it's that experience that is at the core of this tutorial. This exact time last year, I launched the second version of my competition website template. And in that time, in a short, 12 months span, collectively, we've sold over 3.5 million in ticket sales across everybody using this tutorial and template. So it just goes to show exactly how much can actually be made. So that's what this video is all about. It's really just improving on everything we've learned in the past 12 months. So that's all been bundled into a new template and a new tutorial showing you exactly how to do it from scratch with no prior knowledge needed at all. So follow along with me in this video as I create a new competition website from scratch using the new version 3 competition website template. Right, before we go anywhere, I actually want to just quickly go through the website with you so you know exactly what you're getting into before going through this whole tutorial. Maybe it's not for you. So first of all, this is the homepage. Obviously, now we have a new slider. The slider now shows all the competitions that you have for sale and easy to enter button. As you scroll down, you'll have all your competitions, the time remaining, the entry, the ticket amount, the progress bar, just so people can see exactly how many tickets are sold compared to how many is the maximum, all that kind of good stuff. It's really just been improved on since the previous version that didn't have the time remaining here. And as we go further down on the homepage, it's the how to play section. So very simple. These websites are very self-explanatory and most people know what they do now. So enter any of our skill-based competitions. Look for our live draws on our social media. Usually it's a live draw using Google number generator. Seem to trust that, and then that obviously works for them. So winners will be contacted directly and prizes delivered directly as well. So that could be cash, anything you want. Anything that has a niche is great to go with. And then underneath that is going to be any previous winners. You'll be able to add these to the website using the admin area that I'll be going through later in this video. They'll get added here, but also they have their own section at the very top there. This is just a footer with a bit of an extra menu. You'll be able to put your logo here. You'll see at the very top, you'll be able to put your logo there as well. All this information is so easy to change. I've tried to make this as easy as possible for you to get up and running as fast as possible and just start making money. Pick your number is one where you can actually go in, choose your number from a list. So say your favorite number is 281 or 282. You'll be able to click those, add those to your cart. So there's 3 more. Answer the quick question at the bottom here. So who builds the MacBook Pro? Click on Apple. You're able to enter very quickly. Next, you'll see if you go into the cart, you'll be able to see your ticket numbers here and your answer. You can proceed to checkout, put in all your details, click on place order. And that's all there is to it when there is to entering one of these competition websites. On that note, we'll go into the to-do list for this tutorial and how to come out with something very close to this, if not better, with say your logo and your branding all incorporated into this. It's all very simple, so stick along for it. So the first thing on many people's list is actually just to buy the domain straight away. Now, you might have been already pretty eager, bought your domain name first. A lot of people do months in advance of doing anything. So I use Namecheap personally. I think it's one of the easiest and usually obviously cheapest to buy domain names. They're all the same. It doesn't matter where you buy from. All the sites are the same. So try and get the best price. If you want to follow along to make sure you're doing things right, make sure you just use Namecheap and follow what I do. So I'm going to make a competition website called Gadget Prizes. So just going to go to namecheap.com and go to go .co.uk. What you want to do is just find your domain name, click add to cart. I'm going to go down to checkout down here. Everything's grand. Don't really need to do anything else. We can confirm order, go through the whole setup process, put in your card details, and then that'll to your account. So I'll go through this process and then I'll see you on the other side in my account. All right, so there it is, Gadget Prizes in my dashboard. So you can get there by just going to your dashboard here or, standard website stuff. So all you need to do is then go to manage. And when you're managing your domain name, all you really need to do is when you get a server up and running, all you need to do is point it towards it. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to set up a server and point this domain to that server. And that's the last thing we'll probably need to do when it comes to managing the link between a domain name and a server. Super simple. So there's nothing to be worried about. So for all my server and WordPress needs, I use breezywp.com. So that's my server hosting site. So you can see here that you get unlimited WordPress installs for a server. So all you need to do is buy one server and you can have as many websites running on it as you like. So if you head on down, you can see a wee bit more about it, some of the features of the platform and the pricing. So I do recommend using the server 2. It'll give you a bit more RAM and data. Basically, it's like a computer. Servers are like computers. The higher spec one you have, the faster it runs, the more it can do. You know, if you have a really slow laptop, everything's going to run pretty slow on it. But if you have a high-end laptop or computer, things are going to run much faster. You can do so much more. There's so much more throughput available on that server. So what we're going to do now is quickly sign up. Just click here, put in your name, email address, and password, that kind of thing. So I'm going to put Ryan. Okay, click register. So that's it. You've made an account. There's no faffing about with kind of verifying your email address. If you want a server, you sign up, make sure your email's right. I don't need to hold your hand. So first we need to do is create our first server. So we go create, type in the server name. So this is just for your record. So I'm going to use my server name called Gadget. Okay, I'm going to click the size. So the server 2 is a good size basically. And then next you're going to choose your server location. If your clients or customers are closer to the server, the faster it's going to be because there's that kind of link. If your server is on the other side of the world, like many of these kind of GoDaddy servers are, or whatever, not to always picking GoDaddy here, but it's best to keep them as close to you as possible so your clients have the shortest distance basically to connect to your server and load the web page. You know, it's a small difference, but it could save half a second sometimes, which over a lot of users does add up. So I'm going to click on London and click on create. So that'll bring us to sign up. And then once I get back after entering my card details, that server will then start to build, and then we can add our website to that server. Right, okay, that's our server process. So the server will now start, or the build process will be underway, and this can take up to 10 minutes as we spin up a brand new server for you. So this isn't a pre-existing shared server that you're now allowed to make a website on like other ones. I don't name names again, but this is your own server. It's not shared with anybody, and you're able to make as many websites as you want, so you know exactly what's going on in that server. So we'll go and see the server now, and you'll see that it is building. So this again might take about 5 to 10 minutes. So just refresh the page now and again, and then come back and we'll carry on from there. Right, okay, so it's been about 5 minutes or so. I'll give this page a refresh to see how we're at. Yep, so the building has gone away. We'll click onto the details. So this is now your server. Server's ready at the top right there. So it gives you the server location, the PHP version. Obviously, some of you might not need to know that, but it's obviously good to know. The server size and IP address. This is obviously very important. We're going to attach this IP address to the domain name that we've just purchased so that they can marry up. Next gives you a created.date. So next we are going to take the IP address. Might as well do this now. You can either click the wee copy button here, or you can obviously just copy that IP address. And what we're going to do is create a record in the domain name that we've just purchased. So we'll go back to it. So we'll go to advanced DNS. Now, if you're using GoDaddy or whatever, just try and find your GoDaddy DNS settings and see where it'll allow you to add in a new record. So if we're going to add a new record in, I'm actually going to delete this one. Yeah, and we'll just delete this one as well. We'll start from scratch. So I have no records in at the moment. So what I'm going to do is create an A record. You don't need to know what A record means, but we'll put in an @ symbol in the host. So that means that it's going to be going towards, remember that we're in gadget prizes.co.uk. So whatever yours is. @ means basically with nothing before it. So say you wanted it to be www, I wouldn't recommend it. It is not 1990. You do not need www. So just leave it as at, which basically means that it'll just be gadgetprizes.co.uk. The www will be added for you at a later date, but it will redirect back to without www, because like I said, it is not 1990. So we'll click on Save Changes that we tick. Again, if you're on GoDaddy, it'll look slightly different. But now we have the A record set up to go towards our server. So that means that GoDaddy or Gadget Prizes is now pointing towards this IP address, which is our server. Brilliant. So we're going to copy our domain name, go back to our server, and create a website. So at the very top right here, you'll see the blue button. You just click on it. All you have to do is put in your domain name that you just purchased. Click on Submit. This will go to the server, create the website for you, the database, and install WordPress all in one go. So you don't have to worry about doing all these wee bits and pieces separately. That could take, an hour if you're not, not used to creating them. So we'll check back once this is finished, once this finishes, and then take it from there. You'll see now that Gadget Prizes has now been added to the current sites. Good stuff. So we can click on View. And this is going to be the website within our server. So you'll see again the server IP address, the admin username for logging into the website, the admin password. Obviously that's concealed. You can just click here to copy it, and then you'll be able to paste it into the website. So we'll click on Gadget Prizes, see if that's ready. So there we go. So this is basic WordPress. This is WordPress with nothing else installed. You'll be able to click through it all very quickly. You can see how fast these things are, but there's not really much to see here. So what you want to do is actually go to gadgetprizes.co.uk/WP-admin. You can kind of see at the very top of the screen there, the /WP-admin. This redirects you towards your admin side of the site. And this login will come up. We'll go, the username for me is Ryan, and then copy the password, paste the password in, and click login. So that's us. That's the WordPress website setup. That's us logged in. And all we need to do now is purchase the template and install it. So to purchase the website, we go back to the Breezy WP dashboard. You can then go to templates. So we only have the Raffle website template available now, but in the future there will be other templates that you can install on your server, and it will also be coming out with some free templates so that you can get started with any kind of the smaller websites that you want to do. So click on it. It'll give you some information of what the template is, obviously a nice picture of what it everything it does, some features, some the version of it, all that kind of good stuff, and the reviews that we've had over the past year obviously been great. We're up to 4.9, but with 100% excellent reviews. If you are, you want a wee bit more information on what this template does, read through a few of these reviews, and hopefully they'll help you make up your mind. So next we'll go back to the Raffle website template, and we'll go to purchase options. There's a couple of options. You can obviously add the Spot the Ball plugin here if you want yes or no, just depending on how much or if you want it on your website. It is a very niche plugin, but can't help. The entry list plugin, it helps with showing the lists of people who have entered a competition with their name, the date that they've entered, and also the ticket number beside their name, so everything's transparent. I'd highly recommend that one for all of them. So if you do wish to add support, one-on-one support, where you can message me directly, email me, if you're struggling with any of the things you want to add to your website or whatever it is, add support here, and I'll be able to do basically one-on-one with you to make sure that your competition website gets set up. But for now, we'll just click on no support and click on checkout. So I'll go through this process, adding basically my card details, all that good stuff, and click on pay. Right, okay, so good stuff. The template has now been purchased. and we can now install the template, or we can download it directly to our computer so we can upload it to maybe another hosting service that you're not using BreezyWP, but that's absolutely no problem. So at the very top right here, you can see the down arrow and go to My Templates. Here you'll see the download the template button here, entry list, and just download it here, and purchased and how much support you have with your template. So you can like I said there, you can download it and add it to another hosting service, but because you're with BreezyWP, we're able to install it for you with, without uploading it or downloading and uploading it, which can take, half an hour, I suppose. So we'll go to the server, go to the gadget server, click on gadget prizes. That's our website. So we're now in our website. So click the install template button. And you'll see from the drop down here that there is premium websites and BreezyWP included websites. So obviously here we're going to have the free websites that will be coming soon here. Next, you'll be able to obviously add your premium websites that you've just purchased, just like this. So you're going to click on that one and click on download. Your template is now downloading to your website. So you don't have to download it directly to your computer. It gets added to your website directly. So let's go to the website that we just created. We'll give this a wee refresh. And you'll see on the left-hand side here that all-in-one WP migration has been added to your website. This is a plugin that helps us install a pre-made website onto your base WordPress installation. So if you have downloaded this without using the BreezyWP, you'll be given a file, and then you can just click on import and drag that file here. And then that will be super easy to just carry on from after you've done that. So you can keep on coming with the tutorial. So, but for the BreezyWP users, if you go to backups, you'll see that there is the DIY Raffle v3 WP RASS. Good stuff added to your website. So what we're going to do is click on restore. So let that check for compatibility. Once we get to this station or this part, it says, do you want to overwrite your website? We do want to overwrite our website, and that's because there's nothing on it at the minute. If you're putting this on top of an existing website that you think is going to be, somehow miraculously merged together, that doesn't happen. It'll overwrite it completely, and everything you've done before will be lost. So make sure that you're ready and you know that will happen. Click on proceed. So your data has been imported successfully. Good stuff. So we're going to close and then go back to the website. And there we go. It really is as simple as that. There we have the default competition website on the website now, all working. You can click into every single bit, just like I have done in before this. You can see the FAQs. You can just see how fast it runs as well. It really is now so optimized that it can run very, very well. So we'll go over to the left-hand side here, make sure that this all works. I'll be talking through every single aspect of this going through, but it's good to see it just right. So let's get started. So you'll notice if you try and log back into the WP-admin, this is your admin dashboard, you'll see that the login username and password that we used earlier doesn't work. So what you need to do, if you are using BreezyWP, you can go and click on actions and create admin. So I'm going to create myself an admin. So it's going to be, new admin. You can use your own name, obviously. Test password. So just do that. Click on run. That'll run in the background and create a new user for you. If you aren't using BreezyWP, if you just go over to My Templates, you'll see login details. I've actually just added this. So you can download a text document that'll give you login details. So you'll be able to log in directly to the website and then create your user in there. So you'll notice in the text document for the login details that you've just downloaded, the username is delete me, and that's for good reason. So what you'll need to do is log in with the delete me username and password in the text document. Head over to the left-hand side and create your new user straight away. So what you want to do is go and click on new. You're going to go so Ryan admin, let's just say, go for Ryan@com. You select administrator at the bottom. This is obviously your new admin username and password. We need to create this straight away. You can add a password in here or generate one. I'm going to generate one and just copy it. So we don't need to send an email. So Ryan admin is my username. I'm going to click on add new user. Perfect. And what we're going to do then is click on the top right here and log out. So Ryan admin is the user I just created. And the password that was associated with that account. Now, the reason we log out of delete me and then log in on the one we just created is because lo and behold, we're going to have to delete the delete me account because other people will have this password just like you did to log in. So you wanted to just put on attribute all content to the new user that you just created. Obviously, this new admin was the one we created on Breezy WP. This is the one we just logged in with. Do not delete all content, especially if you delete me as my admin on your user. So much will go wrong. Always attribute content to someone else. So we'll do that. User is deleted. Give that a refresh and you'll see that the user is gone. On the topic of securing your website, so what we need to do next is go to hide notice and then go back to Breezy WP and install SSL. What this does is basically automate a new SSL certificate so that your website will no longer be non-secure at the very top here. I think I'll just bring this down a wee bit. See where it says not secure here? We're going to change that so it's got a secure lock beside it. And that also means that you can take payments online. You won't be able to take payments without that. So we'll go to automated and click on install. So it'll install the certificate for you and activate it for you. So the next time you go onto your website, it'll automatically redirect to the new HTTPS, which is the secure protocol. So we'll wait until that finishes and then check on the website. Okay, good stuff. Your SSL certificate is now active. So we'll go back to the website, give it a refresh. You probably will have to log in again. So hopefully you still have your username and the password that you created. So just simply log back in. And that's you. You'll see at the top left-hand corner now that you'll see the padlock is now there. So the connection is secure and the certificate is valid. That'll renew every 3 months for you, so you don't have to worry about that at all. We'll check back on the to-do list and check off a few things that we've already done. So domain name and hosting, all done. Template, purchase and installation, done. Creating your admin user, done. So we're getting through these rightly, but now we need to customize the theme. So just head back to the website. And on the left-hand side here, you'll see Get Found and go to Theme Options. So the website is made with a color scheme in mind, and you'll see that at the top of the page here, it's got this kind of Instagram kind of gradient to it. We'll be able to change all of the colors here, even the ones that are hovered, very easily without much effort. It actually comes with 36 different color schemes that you can select straight off the bat without any kind of tinkering from yourself, but you can add colors that you want. So before actually we create the color scheme, we're actually going to go to change the logo because the colors are always based usually on the logo. So if we go to the dashboard, you'll be able to click on this black bar at the top once you're logged in as an admin. Go to the dashboard, go to Get Found and go into headers. This is the main header of the website. So I'll try to open these up beside each other. So this header is what we're clicking into. So click on edit. And you can see, very similar layout to how it looks on the home screen. So if we want to add our own logo in here, I've downloaded a gadget logo or the like of it from the internet. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one, just like I did there. Click on the plus signal or plus sign. Go to my desktop and drag and drop onto this my logo. So I think I'm actually going to have to do a wee bit of cropping on this logo before I set it, because what you want to do is when you have your logo, it's great to have a transparent logo so the background doesn't get shown. Makes the website look 100 times better. But also if you need to crop the logo so it doesn't have any kind of extra space on the left and right of it. So if I click on the edit image, you can see here that there's some space to the left, some space up on some space below. That should be fine, to be honest with you. But if you do want to crop it on the website, you can do by just doing this, where the dark areas will be cropped. So you can click on crop, save, and then we'll just select that. You can see that now selected as our logo. We'll save changes and it comes up on the left hand side here. Now it has this kind of blue effect to it. So we're going to use that blue as our primary color on the website. So it all ties together very nicely. The theme is mobile responsive. So you'll see at the very top here that there's going to be different headers for every different like laptop, tablet, or mobile. So it means you can move things about if you would rather in a different position on laptop or on tablet. So say you did want to move the menu here on the right hand side when it comes to laptops, but you want it in the center in desktops, that's no problem at all. Just make sure that when you do move it from the center to the right hand side, if you click center the mid cell, make sure that's not checked anymore, then fix the spacing on that side. But for now, we'll just leave that in the center. I think it looks pretty cool in the center. But for now, that's I think all we want to do. So we'll go ahead and click save changes. You'll also notice at the bottom of the website, there's also another logo here. So we'll go into there and change that. So just go into page blocks on the left-hand side, footer. And you'll see that this is basically the drag and drop area for building pages. So you're able to edit things without changing any code, which is obviously great for beginners. So next we'll go on to the image here. You can kind of see a brief thumbnail of our logo. If you click the pencil, click on X in the middle here, that'll get rid of that. And then we can click on the logo that we uploaded. So I think 600 might be a wee bit too big for this area. So I'm going to go 300 by 300. Click on save and then update. Now, if we go back to our website, go back to the top, give this a wee refresh, you'll see that we have our new logo. And if we go right down to the bottom, you can see our new logo here as well. So what I'm going to do is get the color of this blue and add it to our theme and change it to kind of blue and gray style theme instead of having this bright kind of Instagram style. So we do that just by going up to the top left hand side. We can go straight to the theme options, or you can obviously go to dashboard and theme options. They're both the same kind of thing. We'll change the site icon while we're here. This is the wee small icon at the very top of the page, so you can kind of see that it's a wee world at the minute. We'll change that to our logo because it is a square already. So leave all the rest of those. Quickly save that. Go down to colors, and this is going to be our global color scheme for the whole entire website. So you don't want to change colors just for one page. You want to change it for the whole thing to make sure that everything's, coherent and together. It just gives it a more professional look. So we can go to color schemes at the top right, and you can just choose from a color scheme in here. Maybe you want one that's green and blue. That actually might work quite well with our logo. We'll just change the green to like maybe a gray or something. There's a gentle blue here, or a white azure. That looks like it's blue and kind of black color, which actually will look quite well with the color scheme that we already have in our logo. But feel free to play around. You can see that the default is saved, so you can always go back to the default theme just by clicking on default at the top right here. So we're going to click on white azure. You can kind of see that this now populates all these different colors with what are called hex colors. And this is just a color map. You can Google any kind of color and just type in hex after it, and Google will just give you that hex code that you can copy in to this area. Now, I have just done a wee test, and I've seen that the hex code for my logo, which is, if I go back to the website, this blue here is this. So you can kind of see it's OC78B. It means absolutely nothing to me, but I've put it into a program and it came back with this color. You can kind of see that it's very close. So what I'm going to do is change this blue to the blue that is identical to my logo. You can see here that this is slightly transparent down to 85. And the wee trick is to copy onto it. And then on the right hand side, just drag that down so it's at 85 again. This will give you a background overlay that's slightly transparent. Do it for here, do it for here, do it for here. So as simple as that, we'll save our color scheme. You can change as many of these as you want, and you can always kind of come back. If you do get it to a point where you're like, right, I quite like my site at the minute, but I want to kind of experiment. If you go here and go save as new, you'll see that it gives you a wee save, so you can always go back. So what I can do now is change all this, and then if it doesn't turn out well, I can go back to my color schemes and click on Ryan's new, and that would populate all this back to what it was before I made those changes. So we'll give those another wee save, go back to the website, give it a refresh, and you'll see that quite a lot has changed. Color terms, obviously the layout is the same. So you'll see at the very top here is now a white top, which is all good. The buttons have now turned to the same blue as the logo, and when you hover it, it's gray. So just like the logo at the very top. The blue is now the primary color of the website, and the gray is the secondary color. So you'll see that kind of iterated across the website. When it comes to text, even these wee dashes here, the backgrounds, all very, very simple. So play around with that as much as you like, and then save your changes, and obviously revert if it doesn't look too well. Okay, so next on the list, after we've customized the theme, so it gives our logo and theme colors, is to add a new page and add that page to the header menu. So say we're going to do a new page up here that says charity, for example. It doesn't have to be charity. It can be whatever you want it to be or whatever you wanted to say to your customers. So you can go new and then page, or you can go to the dashboard, go to pages at the top left, and then click on add new page. So we'll click here and go, this is the site or the page title. Call it charity. And then what I like to do is click on the backend editor. This gives us elements that we can structure the page so it looks good on desktop and on mobile without any kind of extra coding needed. So what we're going to do is add a text block. And then you'll see here where it's almost like 3 lines, but then beside it, it's got loads of sort of similar lines, but beside each other. These are the columns of this kind of row. And that means that we're able to, on desktop, put one side by side like this. So if we go half and a half, you'll see it'll give you a visual representation as well. So say on this page, we're going to put a picture and some text. So what we're going to do is we'll go with text first, or you could go image first, but it goes from left to right. So if I go click on here, type in image at the top right, it'll give you a bunch of things that you can add to your website, basically. Here we're going to have the image. Now I'm going to quickly get a charity image from the internet. Okay, now I've got my image. What I'm going to do is just like how I changed the logo, click on the center of that image on the green plus, drag the logo in. So this is the WWF JPEG. If these logos or if these images take slightly longer to upload, that's because it's actually compressing it for you as well. So it means that basically your website will run way faster with small images. If you upload a 7 megabyte image that some of the phones these days take, it'll take ages for that page to load. Say someone's on their 4G or whatever, it can take a long time. So it's best to have images that are as small as possible. This is only 34 kilobytes. That'll be done in a blink of an eye. So next we're going to set the image. You can change the image size here if it's too big, if it's too small, all the rest of it. I'm going to just leave it as that because the website will resize it to the column size. So alignment, we can just go and click in the center if we want to do that. It should fill the whole space though. We'll save. And what we're going to do is actually say this is going to be our paragraphs. And this is just like editing a Word document. We're going to add 2 paragraphs and then maybe at the very top. So we want to put a title in. So say WWF charity. And what you want to do is then highlight it just like you would in Word or whatever it is. Click on heading 1. That makes it a big title. Click Save Changes. We can publish that page and we can view it on the website straight away. You can see that on the left-hand side, we've got the image and we've got the charity and the text on the right-hand side. So say we want to add this to the top of the page, we can go to the section of the website called Appearance. Now I've hidden Appearance for you because you rarely go to it. But if you go into the Raffle options and click Hide Unused Admin Menu Items and click in Update, Appearance will come up and then we can go to Menus. Now, there is a couple of different menus. So the very top here, it's going to be the Hello menu, which is the extreme top of the page. So if we go back, you'll see this. This is actually a menu at the very top. Or the menu 1, which is this menu here. So we're going to click on menu 1, click on select, click on charity, and then add to menu. So really, I'd like this just after the winners. So just drag and drop it up, click on save menu. That'll be done. We can go back to the website, give it a refresh. And you can see there, charity's been added to the menu and it's actually highlighted in blue if we're on the page. So if we go back to the home page, you'll see it's not in blue, but if we're on that page, it shows that page active, that page is active, and you can see the content there. Now this, like I said before, is mobile responsive. So we can click on the mobile, just as this a bit of a developer trick to show you what it looks like on mobile as well. But feel free, you can see how things collapse. Left hand first and then the right hand column underneath. It's the easiest way to go about it. You can see that the charity has also been added to the mobile menu. Okay, next after that, we'll get rid of this because that looks scary. On the left hand side, we'll go back to the dashboard. We will talk about the terms and conditions of your website. So we'll just mark this off. Terms and conditions. So terms and conditions, I can't personally give you legal advice for your terms and conditions. There's 2 ways you can go about it. One way, you can get in touch with a solicitor directly and they can do your terms and conditions, or you can have a look out there for the competitors' terms and conditions. Read 5 of these, 3 to 5 of these, and make your own terms and conditions. Now that is obviously a cheaper option than getting a solicitor involved. It also can take a while to get a solicitor involved. Especially in my experience in the past, all of the competition websites all have to adhere to the same rules, and they're all in terms and conditions. Nobody has unique terms and conditions because they all have to adhere to the same rules. So definitely do some research. Go and find other reputable companies terms and conditions, and then make your own up, obviously changing your names, the addresses, all that kind of good stuff, and adding it in here. So what we want to do is go to obviously the pages on the left hand side and then go to terms and conditions, click on edit, and then add your terms and conditions here. I've already put a text box for you, so you can click on edit, and all you need to do is copy and paste them in here. You can put them into, say, Word beforehand. And then once you're done in Word, copy and then paste them in here. Whatever it is, save changes, and then click on update on the right-hand side. That'll update your terms and conditions. Now, the terms and conditions page is linked throughout the website, so it's in a few places. So if I go back here and say I go to a competition, and go to postal entry route, we can disable that, but I'll show you in a wee moment. So the terms and conditions is linked here. Terms and conditions is linked here, just under the secondary menu. And also, if I add, say, this to my cart, go to my basket, go to checkout. You'll see that the website terms and conditions are linked here, but you don't get linked directly to them. They appear underneath here as like a scrollable area, so they can read them without going to the page and getting redirected off the checkout page is what you don't want. You want to keep people on the checkout page as long as possible. That's why there's no footer underneath it to distract away from, purchasing with you. So here we're going to click on I'm over 18 and I agree to the website terms and conditions. These are the terms and conditions that they're agreeing to. Okay, so you will need your terms and conditions before applying to the payment gateway. So it's best to have them done before you go. Now, I also mentioned about this postal entry method. So to comply with the gambling legislation in the UK, it's best to have a postal entry method on your website. That means that people can enter for free using, say, postcards or whatever it is. Obviously, it makes it quite hard for them to enter, and it's much easier to just get your ticket number and add. I have another video on my channel that shows you how to process a free entry should you receive one. So you'll see here that there's actually an address that I've added here. I'll show you right now how to change this address, or if you want to remove this altogether. So what you do is go to the left-hand side and go to dashboard. Sorry about that notification. I'm sure you're all looking at your phones. So if you go to Raffle options, so postal entry route, add your postal address in here. To remove it altogether, if you click on just remove it, basically the address, and click on update. If we go back to the website, we'll show you that that is no longer there. So you'll see that's been removed. So it's up to you. It's your website at the end of the day. You can do what you like. While we're in here, I think I'll go through the raffle options. So obviously that postal entry address, that was pretty self-explanatory. Next is the competition notice. So right beneath the competition, we can add say we're doing a marketing offer, add 3 tickets and get 10% off. I have a video on this on my channel. Actually, it's probably below. I'll show you that in a wee second. I'm just going to hide these again as we don't need them anymore now that we've finished with the menu. Just tidies up this area, makes things a lot easier. Give us a wee refresh and you'll see that we now have a notice underneath the answers that says add 3 tickets for 10% off. There is a video on how to apply this bulk discount plugin to the website. So if you go to marketing videos, there's email marketing and there's this bulk discounts tutorial. You can, play it there. Lovely handsome man. Or there's the virtual wallet. I really have a good few videos on this website, so you can add as many things or not to the website and make it your own. If you want to check on this video, you will be able to view it here. See where it says how to video. This will change to this very video that I'm making at the minute. But if you ever want to check out any other videos that I have on my channel related to this template, they'll all be in this kind of YouTube tutorial section. And you can click on, say, plugin videos, and that'll give you Spot the Ball plugin or the entry list plugin. Gives you a bit more information on what they do and how you can add them to your website. Okay, so next on our list of things to do is going to be adding competitions. So obviously when you add your template to your website or to your domain name, it comes with these 3 competitions set up just so you can kind of play about with it. But ultimately we'll want to delete these and add our own competitions. So I'm going to go up here and go to dashboard, WooCommerce on the left hand side, and just underneath that is products. So we'll go to all products. We don't want any of these anymore. So we're going to go move the bin and apply. Simple as that. You can go one step further and delete them entirely. So delete permanently. So that means that, say you do delete something by mistake, it's not 100% gone. It is just added to the bin, but you can then go and restore those products. So say you deleted one by mistake, you can go into the bin and remove it, just like you would on, say, a Windows computer or something. So to add a new competition, we go click add new. And I got to add in an iPhone. So this is gadget prizes. So I'm going to put in lowercase iPhone 13 Pro Plus, whatever it is these days. So next we go down. We don't actually need this bit. This is just to do with SEO. Next, we're going to go to competition details, which is the prize. So this is going to be probably the same as the title, but you can add some extra information in here because the title is usually a bit shorter. DHL direct, just say. So prize details. So this is what's called a WYSIWYG editor. You can add as much as you want or as little as you want. So you can type in, so maybe you want to go to the Apple website. I think I said Pro Plus. So if we go to the Apple website, you'll see not much information. So our biggest camper, blah, blah, blah. We can add those price details in here and then head on down. Next, we can go to the product data. This is the important part of the creating a competition. You need to select competition on the drop down, make it virtual, and then you don't need it to be downloadable. So the minimum tickets is usually going to be, so say you have a maximum of 100 tickets. If you do not want to run your draw without hitting a minimum amount of tickets, then add it in here. So that means, say you want to at least sell 70 tickets before you'll do the draw. If you don't meet the 70 tickets, you'll extend the draw for a week or whatever it is in your own terms and conditions. That needs to be added in there. If you put 0 in here, it means the competition will finish and you'll not be able to extend the draw. So that means basically with what a lot of competition websites do these days is don't put a minimum ticket amount on, because usually the customer doesn't like when people extend, or when competition websites extend and keep on extending the competition. Next, max tickets per user. I would usually leave this blank. If you put in a max tickets per user, say you only want to sell 15 per user, they will need to have an account before they can add stuff to their basket, which usually is a bit of a barrier to entry. So usually leave that blank. Number of winners is usually 1, but if you have multiple winners, say it's a multi-prize, type that whatever it is in here, say like 3 or 4. Next, our prize, or the price for entering the iPhone competition is going to be 10 quid. And quick maths here, it's going to be that £1,000 here thereabouts will be generated from this. So that's probably not enough for an iPhone, I think Pro Plus or whatever I said, Pro Max. That just changes the URL. Change it there as well. So what you want to do is actually obviously make the maximum tickets above how much more than what that product costs. So say this is going to be 150 tickets at £10 per ticket. So we're going to run this competition from today, and it's going to be live for 2 weeks. So the 19th at 8 p.m. So we're going to change that with the slider to 8 p.m. Allow ticket numbers. Obviously, this is very important to tick. I don't check the use alphabet. That means that basically there'll be an A before the ticket number. Sometimes if you have a ball machine, it can be good for that. Randomly assign ticket numbers without ticket number picking, which is, I would say, is the best way to do it, because it's the most streamlined. People don't have to pick their numbers or find numbers that are in a list. So I would say yes for that. Manual winner picking, also another very important checkbox, because if you don't check that, the website will choose a winner for you, where you obviously want to do a live draw. You want to go to Google number generator, pick a winner that way, and not have the website do it for you, or else some people will complain. You can allow only true answers. I would just leave this blank, but it's, again, your website, up to you how you run it. So what color is the sky? So the question goes in here. Obviously, force the user to answer a question, very important, because it needs to be a skill-based competition. Next, we go and add 3 different answers. Blue, black, brown. No doubt there's someone out there saying the sky's actually brown. There is a section just under called product short description. If you want to do another longer based description for that product, you can add maybe an extra picture in there to the right hand side. But I would say just adding a quick detail here is enough. Next, we want to add a product image. Now, the best size of image to add is actually quite a large one. Now you'll see here, if I try and bring this up, copy that to clipboard, and just open this, you'll see that the image is very, very wide. And there's a reason for that, because on the homepage of the website, I'll add this to the, just set that as the product image. Just, I'll actually have to explain this when you can see it on the website. We're going to say that the product category is live because we want that to show up on the homepage. If you do not want it to show on the homepage, do not add it to the live category. And then once you're complete, once you've added the winner, which I'll show you in a very soon, you'll want to uncheck live and then click on complete. But obviously for now, I'm going to click live. Now back to this product image, we're going to publish this. So this will go onto our homepage. And you'll see that the full width of this product is on the homepage. Now, if this was a square image, it'll be very zoomed in and just blown out because this is a rectangle slot. So what I do recommend you do, now this is optional, but you can create a very large kind of wide image. This is 2,500 wide pixels by 800 tall. And then there's this square box in the very middle of it where your product will go. To the left and to the right of this product won't be seen unless you click on it or on the homepage here where the slider is. You'll see if I go on to, or even go down, you'll see that there's a cropped version of this image because this size of image wouldn't look good in this area. Also, when you click into the competition, you'll see it's again got the cropped version of the image, but if you click on it, you can see the full version. Again, this is optional. You can upload a picture whatever size you want, but if you want your website to look the best, try and add a 2,500 wide by 800 pixels tall image. You can create it in Photoshop or any kind of online tool. I really recommend making it that size. So this is the product that we just created. There's the iPhone Pro Max, £10 per ticket. Some more information that we obviously added into the product. This competition will have one winner, the ticket limit, and this is going to be a progress bar. Once things start to sell, it'll start increasing and it'll come across with blue, just like this text underneath. The time remaining is obviously 14 days to the time that we set in the competition, which is the competition end date. Underneath that is what color is the sky, and click on blue. We can remove this from here, obviously, because we haven't got the 10% off added. Add a few tickets to the cart. Really is as simple as that. Next, we can go to view basket, see the checkout, add in our payment details. So it'll just be good stuff. I'm just using cash on delivery so we can test the website, but obviously in the future we'll go into how to add your own payment gateway to this website. You'll see, I'll leave this unchecked just to show you what happens. If I click on place order, you'll see, please read and accept the terms and conditions and proceed with your order, which is this checkbox here, because they have to obviously say they're over 18 and they've agreed to the terms and conditions that we've laid out for them. Place order. Order's been received. And there's our ticket numbers that have been automatically generated for us, and they'll be saved in the My Account section under either My Tickets or the Orders section, where they'll be able to see all their previous orders, all their ticket numbers, everything they've ever done in their account. It'll all be stored here, so you don't have to worry about telling people what their ticket numbers are. It's all done for you. So you can see that we've added 4 tickets there. If we go back to the homepage, you'll see that 4 now appears out of 150 sold, being our maximum ticket amount. So that looks like everything's working as usual and everything's working fast is what we want. You don't want a slow website because it just pisses people off. Another quick addition to the website is this back to competitions button. This is great for people just on mobile that want to go back to the big list of competitions that you have on offer for them. Right, okay, so that looks like adding competitions is done. Payment gateway. So with the payment gateway on competition websites, it is slightly different compared to a normal website out there using PayPal or Stripe. What you have to use is a company called Trust Payments. They're a UK-based payment provider that almost specialize now in competition websites. We've used them for the guts of it a full year, and they've been great to kind of to work with and pretty much get people up and running as fast as they can. Because they have to do a couple more checks, it does take say a week or so for you to get sorted. So the quicker you get started at doing your payment gateway, the better, because it might take a wee while to come through. To go to sign up, basically go to the Raffle options, and then under payment gateway videos, there is a dedicated video to this. But I will go in and say apply to Trust Payments. You just click on this link. That'll bring you to here, and all you have to do is enter in some information about yourself. I have a contact directly for these competition websites in Trust Payments that know exactly what you want before, obviously, because they know where you're coming from. They know the template, and they're happy with what it can do. So add in your full name, your email, your phone number, your company name, your obviously probably with this video anyway, competition skill website, the URL for your website. So for me, that will be gadget prizes. Put that in there just like that. Expected turnover, you really don't need to put much in here. Whatever you think it's going to be, it'll not affect your application. If it's between 1 and 10,000, that's completely fine. They'll not treat you any different if you've got 1 million. So whatever it's going to be. Do you have a current gateway provider? You probably don't, so you can just leave that as none. But just make sure you've got a few things done before sending this application. So if you register your company as a limited company or a sole trader, it's all very simple. You can do it online in 5 minutes if you just Google it. Next, you have to have a business bank account. Business bank accounts are tricky for competition websites, but if you go to cashplus.com, they'll give you a bank account very quickly. Next is you add your first/launch competition to the website. We've just added this iPhone. They just want to see your website. They'll go through it. Obviously, they're happy enough with the template, but they just want to see what kind of competitions that you're going to be running. So that's why you need to add your first competition to the website. You've added your terms and conditions, and you've added your address and contact to the website. This really isn't, I don't think, very applicable anymore. I'll probably take this off the form, because you don't really need to do that anymore. As long as it's in your terms and conditions, somewhere around here, at the bottom, that's completely fine. Or if you're using the postal entry style, it's all in there. So you would just fill in all that and click on send. That'll send an email directly to them, so they know all the information, and probably give you a ring within a day or two. So once you're getting set up with your Trust Payments payment gateway, so you can obviously take live payments on your website, I have a complete video on this. So if you go back to the dashboard, go to Raffle options, and just where we clicked before to apply for Trust Payments, there's no point in me repeating exactly what I've done in this video. If you watch this video once you've got in contact with them, and it'll show you from step by step how easy it is just to add it to your website. Pretty much everything is done for you. All you need to do is add a few values and click save, and that's you done. Right, okay, just before we go on to the next item on the list, I actually want to go through two different things, which is a quick update to the settings. If you go to settings and then general, you'll see where it says the site title here. Obviously, we want to change this to gadget prizes. We can also put that in the tagline. If you have something different in the tagline, you can obviously put it there. But the main one is the site title. What that'll do is change this on the homepage at the bottom. It says welcome to Gadget Prizes, and also at the very bottom here it says Gadget Prizes, just so that's all married up to your website and it doesn't say DIY raffle. Okay, the next thing I want to go through is the entry list plugin. So we have purchased that. So we'll go back to the Breezy WP website, go to my templates, and because I checked this when I purchased it, the entry list plugin is here, so I'll download. And then when I go back to the website, all I have to do is go to plugins, add new, click upload plugin. This will be on your computer. If it unzips itself, try and zip it back up, if you know what I mean. So sometimes when you download something to your computer, it uncompresses it. where we need it to be a .zip file. So we're going to drag that onto here. You can click on this and find out on your computer just like anything else around the web. So we're going to install. Going to activate that plugin, and you'll see on the left-hand side here, we now have this option that says ticket lists. So there's no ticket lists at the minute. And what a ticket list basically is it shows the customer a huge list of all the tickets that you've sold and who bought them, when, and the ticket number. So it just gives that transparency and trust throughout the website. So, and also as soon as someone buys a ticket, they're able to go to the ticket list and see it right there with no extra input from yourself. So we'll add a new ticket list. And basically this is going to be for the iPhone. So we're just going to select. So obviously we can select from any of these competitions on the list. So I think it would be this one. And then for draw date, we're going to say the draw is on the 19th. It can be in the future here. This just is a value that shows up on the page above the ticket lists. Next is some winners text. We can add winners text here. This can be left blank or just to display a message to your customers. And that's pretty much it for the ticket list. All this extra stuff is not needed. So we can go ahead and publish that. And then if we go back to the website, just before we actually go back to the website, we'll go to Raffle options because I want to see the menu again. Go to appearance, menus, and you'll see this item says most recent entry lists. I'm going to click add to menu. I'm going to put it just before charity, save menu, and then go back to the website because that will give us a link to all the entry lists on the website. So you'll see iPhone ticket list. Once more entry lists get added, this will turn into a square and all the rest of it. You kind of know the deal from now. And see, once you click onto here, you get the title. The winner's text goes just underneath. You can add pictures on whatever you like here. You can even add the live stream by just copying and pasting it. It could be a link or it could embed itself. Here shows all the ticket numbers, the names, the purchase date. Obviously, the second half of their name or the rest of their surname is blanked out. Mostly people don't really like to show their full name anywhere. They're just a bit funny about it. And that's fair enough. So you can see all the tickets, the dates that they were purchased, all very transparent. Next is extending competitions. To be honest, I'm just going to go through the process of what happens when a competition ends, how you download the CSV, how you then pick a winner, and then if you don't actually have enough users or entries to end a competition, you can then extend it. And what we're going to do is actually go to the products, and we'll click on edit on the product that we want to extend. Now, I did discuss the minimum tickets. This is very important when it comes to extending competitions. If you need to extend your competitions because you didn't meet a certain threshold of tickets sold, what you need to do here is make sure the minimum tickets is set and it's not reached that number. If it has reached that number, then you'll do the draw. So this doesn't really apply to that. So what we're going to do is click on 70 because that's a good number for you to do the draw. And then we're going to close this early. So we're going to move this just past, say today. Today is, okay. So we're going to end this at 47. Okay, click on that. Click on update. You'll see that the competition has failed because there has not been enough entries. That means that you can now go back into the product. So if you go back to the dashboard, because there was only 10 entries into that competition, it didn't meet the mark for 70. So what you can do is basically go to the product, head on down, and you'll see a button that says extend competition. See this button here underneath called relist? Do not click it. If I could remove this button, I would. But basically the relist button means that all the ticket numbers are wiped for whatever sales beforehand, and then it starts afresh without you having to recreate the product. Do not click it. Just create a new product from scratch if you want another one. It's always best just to not relist. Do not touch it. So if you want to extend though, extending is completely fine. What you want to do is click on extend competition. And then say you want to extend it for another 3 days. Make sure it's at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is usually a good time for everybody to be home on their devices doing nothing as per usual. Click on update. You'll see now that the extended competition date is to 3 days time. Perfect. So go and view that product. And there we go. The new time remaining with 4 sold. So what happens if we do meet our 70 threshold? We're going to click 100 tickets here for a laugh. Click on that. You can just see it because all this gets saved, by the way. Every time you go through a checkout process, this gets saved. So as well as trust payments, actually. So once you set up trust payments, the card details, you can click to save them. So it's very simple to go through, click save, click on your card details. Your billing details are already entered for you. It means you can just check out in a few clicks. So place order. So there's a load of tickets that we've just purchased. Obviously, someone's then just spent $1,000. So not ideal for them, I would say. But what you can do is obviously there's 104 people have entered. But we'll now finish this competition. And what we're doing now is showing you what happens when a successful competition ends. And then you can export the CSV and do a Google number generator to pick a winner. So although we didn't sell all the tickets, we have met the 70 minimum tickets, so we have to now do the draw. So if we go back and then we change that to say 5 o'clock, so that's in the past now. Hopefully you're keeping up and I'm not just jumping around here. But basically the competition end date or to date is when it ends. So if it's in the past, then it'll end. Update. So you'll see that please be patient. We are now picking our winners. At the very top, you'll be able to click in. If you're in a product, you'll be able to click edit product. That's a fast way of getting into that product or competition. If it's easier to think of that in your head. And to download the CSV, if you scroll all the way down, you'll see here where it says CSV or Excel. These are all the entries, obviously all to do with me, and the answer, the order they're linked to, and the user, and obviously their ticket number and stuff. So what I'm going to do is click on CSV. This gives me a document to my desktop. I am on a Mac, so it might look slightly different to use, but basically here is what you get from this competition, and you'll be able to show people online, these are the tickets sold. So let's keep this here, for example, and then we go to google.com. And in Google, you can type in random number generator. And this gives you this small wee tool at the very top. And what you want to do is put the minimum number. Obviously, it's going to be 1 for ticket number 1. And the maximum number for our tickets was 150. Although we only sold 104, they will be randomized between 150. So you can kind of see here that we actually do have a ticket number 150 sold, but we don't say have, if we go here, there's no ticket for 140. So you can see that there is missing. There is missing tickets between 1 and 150. And if one of those comes up in the ticket number generator, obviously see if the ticket is there. If it's not there, means you can go again. Adds a bit of suspense to the live stream, and it can actually go in your favor of, get a bit of hype for the competition. So what we're going to do is go generate a few times. You can see that the number goes mental. And then you can say to your live stream, right, the next click of this, the ticket will win. Can generate. So there's 64. So I go back to my sheet here and see if ticket number 64 was picked. So there it is. Ryan Admin, that's me, because I'm the only person that entered, has won. And you'll also be able to go into your product. So this is the iPhone 13. Scroll on down. This is the competition history, and you be able to type in here. It's very simple. 64. It'll bring up ticket number 64, but you can also show some more information. You can go email, first name, last name, address, phone number, all showing up in this area. Now, if you do click CSV now, you'll get all this information, but maybe you don't want to show that. Obviously, people would be annoyed if you showed their address and phone number and all to a live stream audience. Once you've picked your winner, it's best to go in here and go where manual winner picking and enter in the ticket winner in just in here as well. So that'll go up and click on update. That'll update the prize as well. So once you view the product or anybody views it in the future, you'll be able to say the winner is Ryan Admin. It's whatever the display name of that person is. The ticket number is 64 and the answer I selected was blue. So, and then there's a small bit of text there underneath you can click on, which I added, which was congrats. You can obviously put in whatever you like there. Or you can click on the order number for the winner. So say here, and you'll be able to get all their information, say the billing, their email address, their phone number, order notes on the right-hand side here for, what's actually happened when they purchased. Say there was an issue when they purchased. Sometimes there'll be some order notes on the right-hand side here. All the ticket numbers that they've purchased. I think I purchased a few that time. And that's pretty much it. You would get in contact and give that person the prize that they've won and just rinse and repeat. It is really is as simple as that. There's lots of ways to increase, and that's why I have those extra videos to show marketing videos and all the rest of it, plugins. It's all there for you to take and enjoy. Sorry, I think my camera went off there for a moment, or I didn't press play or record. So that's us for extending competitions. I also to run a live stream as well and pick your winner fairly, so everybody is on board, building trust with your website. Repeat customers are exactly where you get most of your revenue. So as soon as you have a customer, best just trying to keep them as long as possible. So next we're going to add winners, and we do that just like everything else is on the website, very simply. So where it says prize winners, click on all winners. You'll see that there's a couple already here. You can view them on the website and go to the winners page. There's Ryan wins a new car and Glenn wins at 10 grand. All very self-explanatory. Let's just add a new one. So just say Ryan wins an iPhone. So my name is Ryan. Prize one is a iPhone 13. Winner was drawn today. You can do a link to the draw here. So what that is basically after you've done your draw on, say, Facebook, Instagram, wherever it is, that live stream will be saved so you can view it at a later date. And so say someone actually comes up and they didn't make the live stream but want to see what happened during the live draw that they've paid into. Here is the best way to give that link to them so they'll be able to view exactly what went on. And that's just done by linking directly to that video on Facebook or wherever you put it. Just click the share button usually beside the video and it'll give you a link directly to it. So the ticket number, I think to my knowledge, was 64. Quick message underneath, whatever you want it to be. You can set a featured image for this. Obviously, it'd be great if you had a picture of the winner with the prize. Usually that's the best way to go about these things. So we can click on, say, an image I already have there of someone winning. That's pretty much it for adding a winner. Click on publish. Be able to view all winners. You can see there's now 3. Back to the website. You can see that this has been added just here. Congrats, Ryan wins an iPhone. Ticket number 64. Draw done today with the win. With the obviously live draw here. And that's a direct link to your live draw. So I've tried to make this this template as easy as possible to manage exactly how to make your competition successful, but at the same time not make it overbearing and difficult to use without prior knowledge of websites and all the rest of it. One more thing, just while I have you, if you go back, you don't obviously want the finished competitions on the homepage. You want to reserve the homepage for the completed or for the live competitions. So what you want to do is when you're clicking on a product, edit it. On the very top here, the right hand side, you want to click on live to remove that from the homepage of the website. Click on completed. That will remove it from the homepage and move it into the completed section of the website, just where it says completed. And you'll see there. You'll see now that there's actually nothing on the homepage at all. So you would obviously add a couple more competitions so that your website is obviously always populated by competitions, so people can enter as much as they like. So adding winners is done. So to keep the video relatively short and hopefully within the hour, the best place to learn about the Spot the Ball plugin is actually within the Raffle options here. Underneath where it says plugin videos, you'll see ones for Spot the Ball and entry list plugin. I would just be replicating exactly what's in those videos. So if you want to know any more about adding Spot the Ball to this very template, those are the best videos to go and watch. Well, thank you very much for making it to this point in the video. This won't be my last video on this topic. I'll try and make as many as possible to help you all out. Cheers. Thank you very much. Bye now.